You wouldn't think it, but right-wing conservatives align a lot more with socialists than one would assume. For starters, we both hate Democrats. There's nothing socialists hate more than the bourgeoisie, or what conservatives call the modern liberal. All throughout American history, it's been the hard-working, God-fearing real Americans who toiled with their hands, heads, and hearts, while the latte-sipping elites stole their wealth and turned them against each other. Industrial capitalist Jay Gould famously said he could, quote, hire one half of the working class to kill the other half, and was proved right in 1886 when the Knights of Labor went on strike and were murdered by the police at his behest. But socialists and Republicans have way more in common than just that. Both socialists and conservatives hate identity politics and see them as divisive. We're both radically against the redistribution of wealth and think that workers are entitled to the fruits of their own labor. We both favor guns. In fact, many gun laws exist because liberals and reactionaries didn't want communists to be armed, and law-abiding citizens were stripped of their rights. We both want local government. The core of socialism is that workers control their own labor and communities run their own lives, free from elite control half a nation away. Like conservatives, socialists despise political correctness and seek to agitate the bourgeoisie through radically aggressive language. And I know conservatives can't stand the self-obsessed, self-important me generations. Well, that's capitalism. Capitalism incentivizes you to place your own interests above everyone and everything else. It atomizes people and turns them from citizens into consumers, driving them to concentrate on material wants rather than social needs. And conservatives love religion. Pope Francis said, "The worship of the golden calf has returned in a new and ruthless guise in the idolatry of money and the dictatorship of an impersonal economy lacking a truly human purpose." If you're mad that there's a breakdown in the family because both parents have to work, blame capitalism for suppressing wages. If you're mad that everything is open on Sunday but church is empty, that's capitalism. If you're pro-life, remember that 43 Americans die every year due to lack of health insurance because our capitalist healthcare system doesn't care about helping people, only sucking as much money out of them before they die. And I know conservatives hate anything that will take a job, and nothing has taken away more jobs from Americans than capitalism. Whether it's capitalism moving factories overseas for cheaper labor or automation right here in the good old US of A. If you're mad that a company you dedicated your entire life to lets you go with no warning to hire a young kid at half your salary and none of your benefits, that's capitalism. If you're upset they don't make them like they used to, that's because products are built to break, which generates profits by creating more consumption. If you're mad that somebody gets paid millions of dollars to throw a ball while veterans sleep on the streets, that's capitalism. If you're angry that those with more money get a bigger platform in what should be a democracy while your voice goes unheard, that's capitalism. If you're upset about news outlets covering salacious scandals while real news goes unreported, it's because those stories get the most views and/or clicks, and the corporate media's primary goal is not to inform you, but to maximize profit and market share. In other words, it's capitalism. And your A1 from day one, the superstar, was so far left he made Karl Marx look like Ronald Reagan. Speaking of the conservative icon, I wonder what the Gippers' thoughts would be on Marx's socialist ideas. The truth is, you, as a conservative, have a lot to be upset about, and you're not wrong. You are the victim, and a lot of what you're protesting is pretty reasonable. But you're not the victim of the immigrant, the Muslim, the black teen, or the college feminist. You're a victim of capitalism. The ruling class owns the means of production, the land, the banking system, and the patent royalties. All those rents go up while real wages go down. We have to pay capitalism more and more each year in order to afford the goods that we ourselves produce. They're robbing us blind, and in order to get away with it, they have us fighting amongst ourselves. But slowly, people on the left and the right are starting to wake up. And when both sides realize that we don't need bosses or masters or anyone else who takes what we produce for themselves, well, thanks for watching.